I am Richard Lukamba. Now work Oregon Limited, a company based on London, UK. Now work on grant aggregation and management. I work as a co-founder, but also as a blockchain runtime engineer. Concerning my level of education, niko first year university. But today nikotaka tuongelee on blockchains. But this is the wrong question to ask actually. What is a blockchain? Most of people try to understand what is it and end up confusing themselves and kutopata mwelekeo kuendelea zaidi na kutotaka kuendelea kwa sababu everything is complicated, right? So this is a wrong question to ask, and sitoliuliza hivi na sitotaka mtu aulize hivi kujua what's really this technology is. For example, nikiuliza what is API, what is AI, what is ChatGPT? I don't think can someone actually answer me here. I don't know. But you actually need to know what is ChatGPT, could use ChatGPT, right? Just know it is this and I have to do this and it's any of these features, any of these benefit. So, concerning blockchains, what we actually need to know are the abstracted features which actually we as ourselves can use it and benefit from it. And these abstracted features zinadifa na kila end user, na kila audience. Because when you deal with blockchains, you deal with this fundamental technology ambayo it's like kama kwenye gari we deal with more engines and electrical systems, zake and everything. It's more of a raw technology, right? So to understand it, we need to abstract the features which actually it presents itself. Lakini, if we need to know the abstracted features, we need to know not how it works, but what does it produce, what's the end product of blockchain technology, right? What does it promise to us? So, concerning blockchains, there are kind of three fundamental features which actually present itself as its product, right? As the byproduct of blockchain technology running. And first of this feature is trust minimized interactions. I will explain a bit. But also, another feature is us reaching consensus on certain things. And third feature is preservability, like and immutability. In a sense, in everything we record, it should be preserved and it should not be mutated. Any promised feature of blockchain technology. But actually this feature ziko bado in its raw form. Nikisema trust minimized interaction, nikisema consensus, nikisema immutability and preservability. Still, how can this feature actually benefit us, right? Because the topic today is blockchain in businesses, right? We need to know kwamba vipi inatu affect siapa. I know about consensus, okay, so what, right? How can I use it? I know how to use ChatGPT, right? Writing essays and everything, right? It's easy. But then, when you actually try to understand these features, now we can understand what is blockchain, and not actually defining the blockchain. We can understand the blockchain in our own context. You can have your own definition of blockchain. I can have my own definition of blockchain. I'm an engineer. I can define blockchain as a vector of transactions and records. You can define as, you know what, blockchain is certain thing because it actually serves me differently than you, right? So, first of this feature, the type, because taka mfocus na chikiongea na soma na chikiandika. Constitution yana chikiongea more. Tukianza kwenye upande wa trust minimized interactions. The promise ipo hivi. We don't need to know each other to actually access the blockchain. We don't need to know each other to actually agree on certain things, right? We don't need to know each other so that we can actually exchange some value. If there are certain rules in place, if there's certain protocol in place and policies, we can actually interact better. and not exploit each other, because we know that we must act in the favor of the system. Right? For example, nitoe some analogy, very simple analogy. Wako ni barabara, wote mnaenda magari ya huku, and ukiamua wewe kama gari yako moja kwenda upande mwingine magari ya hivi, unaweza kupata ajali kama magari bado yanapita, si ndio? Lakini what if wote upande huku mkachange mkaenda upande wa huku? It means everything is a change, right? So as individual, you must act in the favor of the system. System ya barabara ni kwamba waloenda huku wapite huku, wa huku wapite huku. Ukiact against the system, madhara yanatokea, si ndio? Same as blockchain. Kwa nini blockchain kwamba ni public, decentralized, immutable and permissionless protocol? Manake ni kwamba we interact in the blockchain without knowing each other, lakini hamna mtu yote atafanya some faulties, because anajua akifanya some faulties itamuaffect yeye kama yeye mwenyewe. Kazi analogy ya barabara inatolea, right? So kuna business zetu vipi? For example, and I guess matumia Binance, right? I guess so. Like mfano mwingine pia. And I guess I'm talking about P2P markets, right? For exchange and everything. I guess so. You can actually exchange when a blockchain lakini, so when a Binance with so many company and everything, kuna some middleman ambaye anacheka and understand everything, but that problem can actually be addressed differently, right? And it's more for research problem, and it's not a CEO bado end solution. For example, we know in Tanzania we don't have many people actually using Shopify, right, to sell their online businesses. Less people actually use Shopify. Even Amazon, very few people. Maybe Gigi or but mostly in WhatsApp and Instagram. They actually know that. Mostly WhatsApp and Instagram. Mtu na ecosystem yake nzima ya wateja Instagram or WhatsApp. But the issue comes when transferring of value, extension of value, right? Because we rely on this presented and existing infrastructure, which actually demand trust. You must trust the seller to send him the money, or the seller must trust you akuletee kwanza umlipe. There is trust involved, right? And trust is good. Once we eliminate all trust, right? But trust can actually sometimes kill you, right? Because if you put your trust in a wrong person, utakuwa scammed, right? But how can you use actually this technology ambayo ina promise trustless interaction, permissionless, to improve this phenomenon, to improve this experience, our online digital markets, right? And also physical markets, right? The one solution which actually people are working on, these people from Solana, they're called Coinable. I think so, Coinable. I'll try to put the link here. They are trying to make sure we achieve trustless interaction. And the issue is there is punishment and reward method. Some as incentives going on maybe if you know about staking, or if you know about staking mostly in this other proof of stake blockchains. The most issue is kwamba anaifanya vizuri anakuwa rewarded, anaifanya vibaya anakuwa punished. It's more of an incentive mechanism system. What we want to achieve ni kwamba ku abstract that feature, kuileta kwenye market za kawaida, on where people actually interact and exchange some values. In there, tukiweza ku abstract this feature, kwamba tunajua kwamba okay, now we are using blockchain on our own terms, on our own benefits. And the benefit of that ni kwamba you don't actually need to trust the seller hata kama kumtumia pesa kwamba maybe atani-scam, because unajua hawezi kukuscam because wewe una play in the favor of the system, na yaki play against the favor of the system anakuwa punished. So on his end anakuwa na bano, on your end pia unakuwa na bano. On that we can actually achieve more on digital businesses na tukaweza kupata sellers wengi ambao hawataki mpaka kuwa na ecosystem inayo trust kuweza kuuza vitu, because there is a system in place whereby trust is minimized. But also this nimeongelea kuhusu feature gani ambazo we can actually integrate and we can actually benefit from them. One thing ambacho sijaongelea ni kuhusu kwamba okay, we kind of need some funds to start with doing these businesses. Maybe I want assist to do some business, right? Maybe I need some capital, maybe I need some assistance or support on whatsoever, right? We have these tools in place, we have this abstraction in place, permissionless process and data storage, right? The other thing is grants. I don't know if previous speaker actually spoke about them. Grants in blockchain world. This blockchain technology imeleta some new thing ambayo I think ilikuwepo but haikuwepo in this capacity. Uwezo wa kukusanya capital na kuallocate those capital based on user decisions. Ukisikia one protocol ina manage funds za $250 million na zina allocate kwa deserving people, you can say, you know what, like, is that real? Like, yeah, it's real. You can actually get some grant to work on your problem, and not your personal problem per se, no, not really, but actually solving the problem for masses. You have a solution in mind. We want a problem in society, and most society, when the grant systems zina work on public goods, kwamba tool yako au service yako, biashara yako itasaidia nini community hii hapa, community ambao wanatumia this blockchain, right? I actually raised funding from blockchain grants. Our first pre-seed funding was actually from blockchain grants. So if kama wewe ni entrepreneur, upenda technology, upenda research, right? Technology research, you can actually find a problem ambayo ina persist in a certain community and actually use this one feature of blockchain to allocate capital na kusanya capital, to collect and allocate capital efficiently, and you can actually benefit from that using capital or using grants. And you can different types of grants, right? And ambazo ziko geared towards solving different type of problems in the community. So you're not limited to actually use the tool. You're not bounded to actually use only the tools which blockchain presents itself, but you can actually use some funds too to actually solve some other issues which persist in the community. So, by saying so, I guess and believe you will let me know if nimeweza actually could deliver as Tanzanians, where can we actually benefit from blockchain technology? How can we actually use to actually gain more audience in our businesses? Because businesses are here, watu kama hauna audience kubwa. We have big audience, kuna ambao kwa business yako ambao watakata, kuna ambao watalipia, kuna ambao hawatalipia. But if you have greater audience, unajua vipi ya kuweza kupata more capital, kuchannel more capital. I had my talk and I asked you if you have any question. You didn't actually have, but then I also have my questions to you. And for people who actually have to answer the questions, and I am actually interested in their answers, they will get this magazine, the Manipedia. It's actually really good, and it's really up to date. From March 2023, May 2023. Talks about a lot of stuff happening in Tanzania economic-wise. Really, really great magazine. So, but then there are only two, and I think Martin will have maybe two, I don't know. So, have two people actually have to win this magazine. So, my first question will come in the context of Of course, blockchain. But then on your activities, and how do you think you can actually apply what I said before? Biashara gani mtu anaweza kutumia is abstract features of blockchain zungumzia permissionless storage, trustless interaction kusaidia biashara wanaoifanya. Actually applying the knowledge here in our context. Because kama tool ukitumia haina faida kwako, si ndio?
What are the use cases of smart contracts? We have supply chain management, automating procurement processes and tracking inventory, streamlining logistics and improving traceability. Some of you see businesses here. Look at Lake Oil. It has a lot of trucks that are going to take oil to Congo, to Burundi, to different countries. You can build for them a smart contracts that tracks all their fleets in real time using a blockchain software, okay? And then ensuring compliance and reducing fraud in the blockchain. There is a lot of fraud. For example, let's give them an example. They take fuel. When they take fuel, they are particular liters. Some people report different liters. In the last time we got this particular amount, it reaches Burundi, it is a different amount. What smart contract can you build for them in logistics and supply chain management? Okay? Financial services. Enabling peer-to-peer payments and remittances. You know, money transfer is one of our biggest challenges in Africa. Not so? Many people of our countries are in Europe and trying to send money here, but there are problems in sending money. How can you create a smart contract that helps in remittances, in sending money from Europe, in sending money from other countries to come here? Those are some of the use cases of the blockchain. Okay. Automating lending and loan agreements. You know, we have a lot of opportunities in lending and loans. That is also another open space where you can build a solution on the blockchain. So, facilitating transparent and secure transactions, that's another one. Then we have real estate. One of our biggest problems here in Dar es Salaam are madalali. Not so? How can we use smart contracts and the blockchain to solve the problems of dalali? You have to think outside the box. I want you to look there. None of us are saying, how are we going to solve these problems? You look at blockchain as a plane, but I want you to look at it as a solution, a place where you can create solutions. None of us can only make money by only creating solutions for society. Okay? So, in real estate, we can say simplifying property sales and lease agreements. He talked about a place like, what did we call it? Gigi. People putting their properties. Back then it was Zoom Tanzania, Kupatana and what? How can we create a solution that there is trust? That if someone, how can we make sure that this property really belongs to this person that has listed this property? Okay? Those are some of the solutions that we can use blockchain and smart contracts. Automating property ownership transfers. People transferring property from one person to another. Managing escrow accounts and ensuring secure transaction. That is out of the box a little. So, intellectual property, we have a problem of copyright. We have heard about it here with artists. How are you going to use the blockchain to solve the copyright issue? Still think out of the box as developers. Okay, and entrepreneurs. In this business, you do not need to be a developer. I'll talk about that, to be part of the blockchain system. Okay? So, then we talk about ensuring authenticity and provenance of digital assets. Then we look at the field of insurance. Tuna watu wengi wa bima. Mnaona bima? So, automating policy issuance and claim settlement and streamlining the underwriting processes, enhancing transparency. And then we have voting and governance. Voting and governance, like elections, what are they called? Uchaguzi. Yeah, don't mind my Swahili, it's so bad. So, so uchaguzi, it is another part of that. So, we have healthcare. You know, healthcare, even the government can actually give you money to build a solution on the blockchain when it comes to healthcare. What are there? Facilitating secure sharing of medical records. Many of us, if you go to a health center for Mbeya, Muhimbili cannot track your medical record. Okay? But you remember white people, for them they have their system where they can track medical records of each person. But if we can build a system on the blockchain that is simple and user-friendly and cheap, whereby it can be shared by all those health centers, at least on an app, on an application, so that even if a medical worker at the health center is there, records you with your reason, you can come to Muhimbili and the same system can recognize, oh, you got treatment the other day. Am I giving you ideas that you can do? Okay? So you can build something, an application to put Tanzania together in the medical field. And we can use blockchain and smart contracts to build such a solution. Then, automating patient consent management, and then ensuring privacy and data integrity. Okay? Then we have energy and utilities, optimizing energy trading and grid management. Some people, we have no grid management, okay? We have simple problems. But remember, solar systems are now coming up, different grids of solar, hydropower dams, and all those things. Smart contracts can help build such a solution. Gaming and collectibles, and then supply chain finance, enabling supply chain financing based on asset value, okay? So there are three key components of smart contracts: the code you write, the condition. Remember the if then. If someone does this, then do this for them. That is the condition. And then finally, the blockchain network. What network are you using? Are you using Ethereum? Are you using Binance Smart Chain? Are you using Filecoin? Are you using Tezos? Or you are using another chain? Okay? So, there are many programming languages whereby you can build smart contracts. The first one is Solidity. Solidity is relatively near to JavaScript. So those of you who know a little JavaScript, you can easily dive into Solidity. Okay? But there are different ones. There is Solidity, there is Viper, Microsoft, Cadency, Chain Code, Plutus, Rust. He's an expert in Rust. You'll help you with Rust if you need. Then there was this guy here, Rasta. Where is Rasta? Rasta Buju, who was there? Huh? He's an expert in Solidity. Another expert in Solidity is there. You see those guys? Get their numbers. And where is Intiro? You've seen Intiro, Masashi Intiro. So those are experts in Solidity. So those guys can teach you more about Solidity, and you learn how to build smart contracts.